Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, several things to say. We will jump into Rodri situation, United and midfielders, something to say also on goalkeepers, and so let's jump into it. Here we are guys, ready to update you. As always, it's Tuesday, it's Champions League week. We are fully back after the international break, the weekend, and then obviously Champions League football is coming, Europa League and Conference football is coming, so it's going to be a huge week. But we are here with transfers, with updates for you. I wanted to start with the goalkeeper, because I think there is going to be some movement with goalkeepers in the summer. Let's see what happens at Paris Saint-Germain. Let's see what happens, for example, at Aston Villa with Dibu Martinez. And one to watch will be for sure Guillermo Vicario, expected to leave Tottenham in the summer, regardless of what's going to happen with these final games of the season. So whether Tottenham stay in the Premier League or get relegated to the Championship, Guillermo Vicario is still expected to leave the club at the end of the current season. Why? Because the feeling is that Vicario is now ready to return to Italy. And I can tell you that talks already took place between Guillermo Vicario's camp and Inter. Very positive negotiations on the contract. Vicario is opening doors of a move to Inter with Jan Sommer, who could either leave the club or stay as backup goalkeeper. So this is the decision to make regarding Jan Sommer. But for Guillermo Vicario, the plan is clear. Inter are working on this deal. It's not done, it's not decided. There is still nothing agreed or done club to club. So we have to see if Inter and Tottenham will be able to reach an agreement. But with the player camp, the conversations have been positive. Inter director Piero Ausilio has been in London a few weeks ago to open conversation. There is a very good relationship with his camp. So Vicario now wants to focus on helping Tottenham as much as possible from now to the end of the season to avoid relegation, but Inter are on it. Inter want Vicario as one of their priority targets. It's not the only one for the goalkeeper position, but it's the main target. And so the conversations will continue. We will follow this topic and this goalkeepers market in this summer transfer window, because I think it's going to be quite interesting to follow in the upcoming weeks. Then I wanted to add something more on Rodri, guys. Some more updates on Rodri situation between Manchester City, Real Madrid, and what's going on. Last week, I told you with an important update here on YouTube, how is the situation with Rodri. On one side, there is Manchester City already offering Rodri a new long contract. So what Manchester City are offering is a very important salary, from what I'm told, and a deal that, according to the club, could be really satisfying for a player like Rodri. On the other side, the player has to decide personally, family, project, money, what he wants to do, go back to Spain or continue in Manchester City. So now it's also on Rodri, his family, his camp, to decide what's next. Man City did their best effort, so Man City counter proposal is on the table. But I told you another important thing that was then confirmed by Pep Guardiola, because Pep Guardiola said, I have a positive feeling, because Man City are trying. Man City made a proposal. But I told you one more important thing, and that thing is about how Manchester City would handle the negotiations with Real Madrid. Because according to my information, Man City would not accept a small fee, like 10, 15, 20 million euros for Rodri this summer. Even if Rodri decides not to sign a new contract at Manchester City, Man City would ask for important money, rather than, they prefer keeping Rodri one more season, rather than letting him go for 10, 15, 20 million euros. So this is the strategy at City. New contract, or you can leave on a free in summer 2027. If you want to leave this summer, obviously it has to be for important money. But Man City feel they can convince Rodri. Man City feel they have a chance to convince Rodri. So what Pep Guardiola said in press conference is not just strategic, is also, from what I'm hearing, the feeling of people at the club, in the management of Manchester City, believing that Rodri could really sign a new contract. Real Madrid position, guys. According to my information, Rodri has some fans into Real Madrid management, for sure. He's one of the names being discussed, for sure. It's not casual if Pep Guardiola is going to talk in public and saying there are no players who can reject Real Madrid. Real Madrid's presence in this story is for sure confirmed. But what I can tell you is that Real Madrid already decided internally, according to my information, that they don't want to go crazy in terms of money for signing Rodri this summer. Or is a Rodri opportunity this summer for a normal fee, or in summer 2027 on a free. Otherwise, for Real Madrid, Rodri is not going to be a crazy investment, for several reasons. And so that's the Rodri situation. Let's see what's going to happen, but this is a very open story. It's not only Real Madrid. Man City have to be considered, and Man City proposal is there. Then I wanted to add something on Manchester United, guys. Man United decision for the midfield position for the summer transfer window is going in the direction to sign eventually 2 midfielders, not just 1. And my information today is that Manchester United are oriented to go for 2 midfielders for one reason. That Casemiro is leaving, we know that, while Kobe Mainoo is staying with a new contract, but Casemiro is leaving. And the other update I can give you today is that, according to my information, Manuel Ugarte could also leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. Some movements have already started to find a solution for Manuel Ugarte. So you can imagine, with Casemiro leaving, with Ugarte leaving, with Man United probably playing Champions League football, for sure playing European football, it means that Man United need 2 more midfielders. And so the decision of the club is 1 guaranteed, but the second is starting to become almost guaranteed as a new signing to do for Manchester United. So 1 for sure, 100%, but could be 2. And this could is becoming a will in these conversations internally at Manchester United. Then I keep receiving from you guys many questions about the situation of Sandro Tonali, about the situation of Elliot Anderson. Nothing has changed so far. Sandro Tonali remains a name on Manchester United shortlist, depending on the price, depending on the negotiations with Newcastle, depending on other clubs, because Tonali is also appreciated by Man City and Arsenal. But Tonali for sure remains a name on Manchester United shortlist. Again, there are several factors, we will see. And then on Elliot Anderson, I keep telling you guys that Manchester City are on it. Manchester City want the player. Manchester City started negotiations with his camp. So Man City have started working on a deal to sign Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest, but still nothing advanced club to club, because Man City want to respect Nottingham Forest. They are in a relegation battle. Obviously, Elliot Anderson is a crucial player for Nottingham Forest, and so now is not time to negotiate a transfer fee, it's not time to negotiate a price. So we have to see at the end of the season whether Nottingham Forest are going to be in Championship, in Premier League, and this is going to be important to understand the fee, the pricing, and how the negotiation will be with the Marinakis family. So Man City are on it. Man United also appreciate the player. We know that. So it's Man City, Man United on Elliot Anderson, with City already pushing now, and then Sandro Tonali and more names on the short list at Manchester United. But could be a very busy summer at Old Trafford regarding midfielders. 1 for sure, and could become 2, because around Manuel Ugarte there is movement around Europe. Several possibilities. The expectation is for Ugarte and Man United to part ways in the summer transfer window. And so guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories, going from Rodri situation, what would you do? Go to Real Madrid or stay at Manchester City with a new deal? Vicario's future, so these goalkeepers domino eventually happening in the summer transfer window. And then Manuel Ugarte and Man United, what do you feel about midfielders in the summer transfer window? Let me know your opinion, guys, here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.